climbs, we bring you every line. From dirt to asphalt, lights go green. Battle hard, chase the dream. Every lap, every turn. Feel that engine burn. The views and opinions shared on this program belong solely to the hosts and guests and do not necessarily reflect those of our sponsors, affiliates, or broadcast partners. All right, race fans, let's rev it up!
Precision, consistency. Just like in racing, these are our values as screen printing, embroidery, and everything in between. If it's branded, we can do it.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the show, the Revved Up Sports Show. This time on a Thursday, SHIT. So happy it's Thursday. Showtime Bobby Chaffee, along with Rusty the Dog, and filling in for Hot Rod this week is none other than back in the saddle, Sugar Sean Folsom. So good, buddy. I know it was a late edition call. Thanks for hopping on.
No problem.
With Rodney on assignment, so to speak, there in Newton, Iowa. He's right down the road from the racetrack. Said there's no sports bars. There's a Burger King, a Dairy Queen, and something else. And he said, other than that, there's really not a lot to do there in Newton, Iowa, except for the racetrack. Said it's a cool setup, though. That's a cool place. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah. I saw his photos he posted online. It looks pretty cool. Never been there before, but it looks fun.
Yeah, right in the middle of nowhere. Look, bitch, you could stand on a tin can. He says, yeah, no sports bars, just a Burger King, Dairy Queen, and a Jimmy John's. He said that's about it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Well,
so
we can go to Dairy
right
Queen
there.
and get some ice cream.
So anyway, so he's out on assignment this week. He will hopefully be joining us again next week. So as we do, the show is interactive, just like normal. If you have a comment, you can post a comment there on the show page, and we will get it, and we will see right there. In fact, right off the bat, Magic Mike Knotts right here watching in from Germany. So I don't even know what. Mike, tell us what time it is over there, because I have no idea. They're probably 12 hours ahead of us, so it might be 6, 7 o'clock in the morning over there. So we always thank Mike Knotts. I will see you, buddy. I might be in Houston, not this weekend, but the upcoming weekend. I will be there announcing one more time. So that is breaking news there. 1 a.m. in the morning in Germany. So
wow.
1 a.m. in the morning. So Mike is a dedicated follower, dedicated listener. So lots of good stuff to happen. You know, there wasn't much of anything breaking loose this week, was there, Sean? No kind of breaking news or any kind of ground shattering announcements around South Texas racing this week, was there?
No, not really.
just that little bit of news about the race ranch closing down for the remainder of the 26 season. Just that little bit of news. Yeah. We still have an open invitation to all parties involved, and nobody's taking us up on the offer, which is fine. Totally understandable with some of the issues that we have heard about through the grapevine. So we're not even going to get into that here, just because that's initially confirmed by those sources. But a lot of the information that we heard over the weekend would lead me to believe that situation is far from over. Which is probably the best way to say that. So obviously those that we think about those that are affected by that racetrack closure there in Corpus Christi. Long history of racing there in Corpus Christi. Did you ever race at the little bull ring down there, Sean? The little CC Speedway?
Nope. I actually went down there when we went to vacation down there just to go check it out and did a walk around the track and everything. It was a nice little bull ring down there.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I finished second in a race down there, and it was the most fun I ever had in the high five. It was rocking and rolling, almost hit that fence out of turn number 4. What would happen is you come out of turn 4 and the track would flatten out, and that steel guardrail that they have right there out of turn number 4 would sneak up on your ass, and it poked out just a little bit. So you had to be real careful coming out of turn 4. But yeah, that was, I was having a good win streak. That was the weekend after the Crash Fest that I won the big race there in the high five, and we went down to Corpus. That's one of the few times my better half has ever gone to the races with me. Have I told you that story, how that happened? So she ended up going to one of the few races she actually went to was Crash Fest, right? And I had one of one of my good buddies, we had already lined up. Me and him were going to go get this little cheap ass roach coach down in Corpus and take the high five with us to go down there and race the big show, seasoning show down there in Corpus. And what happened is that I got the Crash Fest was on a Sunday, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Saturday before, the day before, I was in Houston and picked up like a $250 sponsor. Maybe maybe a $300 sponsor. Anyway, it doesn't 250, 300, same amount of money, right? Especially by nowadays.
Yeah.
So I took that home and I ended up winning the next race, which was like $400 or $500 to win, which in our class, the mini stock class, was just an astronomical large amount of money.
Yeah.
And so when I won that plus the sponsor, it was like it went from no, you're not getting some roach ass coach. And John's wife, it was Christine Molise and John Molise, you know them.
Mm-hmm.
They ended up her and my wife and Christine got together and they said, okay, no longer will you guys be getting the roach coach. We'll be coming down with you, and we're going to stay at a nicer hotel now.
Oh Lord!
Oh, by the way, since you won all that money and got sponsorship, we're paying for everything. I was like, oh, okay, great. So then I went down there. Mike went down. Mike's been down there before. He ran pro sedans and stuff down there too. It is an awesome little track. I guess it was a track for cars, but yeah, there is that. But yeah, I finished second in that race. I think there's only 6 cars. I started 6, got the second, was chasing the leader down, and most fun I ever had in a race car. And despite not winning that race, so. Yeah, our thoughts and those are all that effective. Also, want to send out our thoughts and prayers out to John Kelly Jr. on the loss of his wife this afternoon. I read that in a couple of the San Antonio racer reunion message boards and stuff on Facebook and stuff like that. So, sad deal for that family, but that's a strong knit family down there, the Kellys in San Antonio. So they will definitely have the support they need. And racing as a whole, we have a tendency to come together when something like that happens and you got to be there for each other. So excuse me. Yeah, there's that. Let me get a drink of water. Feel for me, Sean. This is when you got to start talking when I start having an attack here.
No, you're definitely right. When racing family comes together for special events and stuff like that, or something big like that happens, it definitely it helps whenever the racing family there is to support each other.
Yeah, it does. And those who can't see, Rusty is actually very hungry today. He's eating lots and lots of treats. So he's my little buddy. Lord knows when he's finally gone, everybody's going to ask what happened to that little dog. So, but he's my buddy, blind and deaf, and still full of energy. So he's my little ride or die, if you will. So let's see. Other than that, it was kind of a boring weekend on the professional front, just because of the fact that all major NASCAR series were off. IndyCar was off. Formula One was off. The only thing racing was Australian supercars at about 2:00 in the morning here, which I didn't get to see because I was coming back from Cotton Bowl. And locally, pretty much the only thing racing with the issues there at the South Texas Race Ranch was Cotton Bowl. And it was the night number 2 of the summer shootout series they had there. Probably a really good turnout. Or actually, I shouldn't say really good turnout. An exceptional, in this day and time, exceptional, amazing turnout, especially in the factory stocks and the ice stocks.
Yes.
There was a boatload of cars there in both. And I think what we say 35 or 36 factory stocks. And I think there was 24 ice stocks, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Something like that, close to that.
It's pretty crazy. In today's economy, $1,000 to win. So that was a lot of good racing to be had. Dalton Faulkner finally copping back in the winner's circle after kind of missing out with some problems throughout the year. So Dalton Faulkner, a friend of the show, been on here multiple times. A mainstay in factory stock racing action here in the greater Arklatex region, as well as all around the state. From Cut and Shoot, best hometown in racing right there, Cut and Shoot, Texas. And then you've got there's actually it's going to be a pretty tight battle there for the factory stocks for the summer shootout, except that the points leader will be down in Edna this weekend with the STEM series. We'll get into more of that in just a little bit, but lots of good stuff. I mean, what was your takeaway from the summer showdown night number 2 there, Sean? I know you only get to watch a good bit of portion through the lens of the camera, but everything I saw, man, the racing was hot and heavy, and they didn't have too much carnage. There was some carnage here and there, but it wasn't like a typical factory stock race, was it?
No, the last couple of Summer Showdown Series races, the factory stocks have actually calmed themselves down and actually finished a full race. And it's been actually pretty good. A lot of side-by-side action, a lot of beating and banging some a little bit, but that comes with racing. But yeah, it's been doing really good, and that's why I'm currently still editing photos, because there was so much racing action. So yeah, I've actually finished them today, so I should be getting them posted by tonight. So that way I can just get ready for night number 3 of the Summer Showdown Series, the final race night for the Summer Showdown Series this weekend.
Yeah, lots of racing action coming up at Cotton Bowl here. Obviously, they've had the last 2 weeks with the Summer Showdown Series. Got night number 3 for the final night of the Summer Showdown Series coming up on Saturday. Weekend after that will be the Dwarf Car Nationals. That'll be a fun race. We're going to try to get somebody from the Dwarf Car Nationals to come on the show next week and help preview that event. And then the weekend after that's a normal regular race night there for Cotton Bowl. And I think they do it again. Like they go like 6 weeks in a row. I always complain I never have my schedule in here, and obviously I have a spare copy that's sitting on the island in the kitchen of the studio, so I don't have it on me. But yeah, they got a lot of racing action coming up here in the next couple weeks. I know that H. Marianne going to be tired. I know that it was a long hot night the other night. So
oh yeah.
And let's see, I think the United Sprint Cars are coming to Cotton Bowl. So if you've never seen the Sprint Cars there at Cotton Bowl, that is one heck of a show. They go as our good buddy Greg Davison used to say, WFO, wide flipping open around that place. So let's see here. I'm trying to play with some buttons on the backside of this thing, but I think I played with all the buttons that I can. So let's see if that works. Oh, hey, look, I figured out how to do that.
Hey, all right. Learn as you go, right?
Yeah, learn as you go. Try to make some stuff happen here and there. So, but I don't know. I mean, I think that we Rodney and I've talked about it before, and firsthand because you're there. The ecosystem that is Cotton Bowl Speedway is a unique one to myself in Texas racing. Just because of the fact that it's I mean, you get a family atmosphere pretty much anytime that you come over to a racetrack, but definitely Marianne, and it's always been that way. It's always been that way with Marianne, whether it was back in the asphalt days there at Thunder Hill, or if it was when the first part they came through and started working with Cotton Bowl. That was always the thing. It's always kind of like a family thing. And it is. Families fight. Families don't always get along, but it does seem that family atmosphere. And there's a few of the Cotton Bowl guys that travel around here and there, but they don't have to. They got a good ecosystem where they're at, and sometimes the way the schedule shakes out, it doesn't allow them to travel because there's only a couple of racetracks to really travel to. And when you're racing on the same night, you got to pick and choose. A lot of people will stay 60 miles to the house instead of 120 miles from the house. So,
yep. And with the way gas prices are and the economy right now, it's you either want to race local or you want to travel. So either or. Do you want to spend the money to travel, or do you want to just race in your backyard?
Yeah, and a lot of people are choosing the racing in their backyard. Not a lot of travel going on these days. So we'll get it all figured out. There's lots of stuff. The allure of traveling may be one of the few ways you'll be able to race down in South Texas in 2027.
Yeah.
So that's coming up real soon. So hopefully, for those that don't know, Ray and Mike down at I-37 have decided that they will no longer be promoting that facility, and they're actively looking for a new promoter there at I-37. Nobody has stepped up as of just yet that we know about publicly. There's probably been discussions off the record, maybe a few on the record that they're just not quite ready to release yet. But hopefully they'll let us know, and we'll get the new promoter on here to talk about it. But lots of good stuff there all around racing in Cotton Bowl. So did you catch the show last week with our buddy Kevin Fry?
I caught bits and pieces of it, but yes.
So if you haven't heard the story of Kevin Fry, and I've seen that dude everywhere this last week. I mean, that dude has been on that. He's had write-ups on Essential Sports, not even a racing coverage. I mean, like he's been all over the internet, all over Facebook. Luckily, he was with us first, or one of the first ones he talked to was us, and we got down to it. If you're not familiar with it, go and check out last week's archive. Basically, long story short, the Cliff Notes version is that he was flagging a race there at Kennedale Speedway Park there in Kennedale up in the Metroplex, and he black flagged somebody for rough driving. And drivers went down to the promoter in the infield and said, the promoter said, go back on the racetrack. Kevin black flagged him again. Again, went back down to the promoter. Promoter said, go back on the racetrack. And then Kevin basically, some of this is paraphrasing. Like I said, you can go back and listen to the whole thing. Kevin basically said, I'm not going green with that guy on the track. And promoter came over the radio and said, well, I guess you don't need to be my flagman or get out of the flag stand or something to that effect. So Kevin packed up his belongings, left that flag stand. He's been all over. It's been amazing to see that dude all over the place, man. It's been nuts. But yeah, check out the archive there. Probably best place if you can't catch it on the Facebook page, because you don't know, if those that don't know, a lot of the Facebook videos get deleted after a while. The main place to catch all the archives, the good archive, on the YouTube Sports. Go and search Dirty Air Sports. They have a lot of the YouTube content over there. We also need some subscribers over there. So if you are watching on YouTube, go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel, because we get more people watching than subscribing over there. If you're a fan and a frequent watcher there on the Facebook page, to go over to Dirty Air Sports YouTube page and hit it. Subscribe to that channel, because we're working on, we say this all the time, but hopefully coming up here in a little bit, we'll work on some off-season, some special YouTube only editions of the show and some legend series and stuff like that. Also, speaking of legends, up with me, Rodney, or Sean, if you've got a legend that you have contact with that you want to hear on the show, we're always open to ideas to get new people on there. That's how we ended up getting Kenny Neal a couple of weeks back, one of the San Antonio Speedway legends. So that's how that happens, man. We make connection to a lot of them, but then we also end up having to, the third, what is that? 3 degrees of separation. What is that, Sean? Is that right? That doesn't seem right.
I don't know. You're talking French to me. I don't know.
No. Well, that's not unusual nowadays. Let's see here. Change the graphics again.
Ooh,
I'm having fun with that.
You're getting all fancy now.
I know, right? I'm learning how to press the right buttons at the right time. As we continue to roll on, as we said, Rodney is out on assignment there with his day job there in Newton, Iowa, getting ready for the big race up there, doubleheader weekend with the NASCAR O'Reilly Series and the NASCAR Cup Series there in Newton, Iowa at Iowa Speedway. So I think we'll come back. Don't let me forget to do your photo of the week.
Yes,
but the other news that came out today, or was it yesterday? No, it was today, I think, that COTA and Texas Motor Speedway are going to be officially back on the racing calendar for the Cup Series and the O'Reilly Series, at least at COTA, and then a triple header there the weekend right before Cinco de Mayo there in Texas, with the triple header with the trucks, the O'Reilly, and the Cup Series coming up. That's good news. Not that we had thought that they were going to leave COTA. At one point, a lot of the drivers said the 2 tracks they wanted to get rid of the most was COTA and Texas.
I don't know why.
Chase Elliott was one of the loudest people, but he's also won 2 of the last 3 races at Texas Motor Speedway, and his tune did change there in the media center when we had the press availability there at Texas Motor Speedway. So that's fun for me that they'll be back. Obviously, you hang out with when we go up to the big tracks and go over to COTA. Obviously, COTA is near and dear to our heart because it's basically in our backyards.
Yeah. About a 15-20-minute drive from the house.
Yeah, about that. So I think the deal with COTA, though, is that I really think, as much as I was not for it when they went to the international instead of the full fan, they're just cheating us out of laps and cheating us out of course. It really did make that race a lot better. So maybe they knew what they were doing over there when they made that decision.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the shorter course myself than the longer course. It seems like it doesn't take them as long to get around the track than it does the other way.
Yeah, I need to double check the schedules. I hadn't seen it yet. I think the short course would be a great have the trucks come back be a great addition because of the fact that they ran on that on the super long course. I think the trucks would be a great addition, but I think without knowing for sure, I think the St. Pete weekend is going to be the same weekend as Coda again.
Mm.
And after the success of the trucks they're running with the Indy cars at St. Pete, and the race that they put on there in San Diego on the street course there in Naval Base Coronado,
Mhm.
I'm looking forward to that race. I'm assuming that more than likely they'll be back when it comes to the IndyCar season opener there in St. Pete. That'd be the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series and or whatever it's going to be called. Because the last I heard is that Craftsman's in the last year of their contract and they have not renewed the title sponsorship of the Truck Series. So
Uh-oh.
that could be interesting, whatever the Truck Series may be called in 2027. So I don't know. You see my stuff. I got to have a lot of Craftsman tools from back in the day and a lot of Craftsman tools from New Day stuff. So, but that's what I see. Obviously, I'm glad to see Texas. You know, I posted a video on my Facebook page the other day where one of the head honchos, one of the COOs of Speedway Motorsports, was about the configuration of Texas and stuff like that. And basically, what he said was that he's there. They have no desire to change Texas Motor Speedway
Yeah.
because they don't have to, because the races are selling out at TMS. Now you get into that thing about stuff, but for the most part, the races at TMS, they're selling out.
Yeah, when we were at TMS last race, it was a sold out race, and the stands were packed. Yes, the tarps, whatever, but to me, there was still no, there was still sold out seats either way. Even in the pits and in the garage area, it was packed too, and it was way more packed than it has been in the past couple years. So
Yeah, there's a hell of a lot of people at Texas Motor Speedway this past time. Lots of good stuff there. So, good news that it's in the backyard. If you follow Bob Pockris, Toby Christie, and I think Jayski, if you follow the mainstream outlets there, they all have updates to the schedule as they're coming out. A lot of the tracks have put out their stuff already. Bristol moving out of the chase, going back. The Bristol night race coming back to August. There, you've got it, and the way that the schedule shakes out in 27 is weird because I think you're going to have. I don't know when Daytona said that they're going to have their race. They moved the Clash back to Daytona to start the season for Speed Weeks. And then they came through and said that as much as everybody wanted that race at the 4th of July race weekend,
mhm.
everybody wants it, but the city of Daytona Beach wants them to have that extra. They said they get enough traffic in Daytona Beach for 4th of July as it is. Then you throw in the race and it gets a little hectic and crazy there. So they like having that late summer race there, kind of a last trip to the beach kind of thing
Mhm.
there in Daytona. An opportunity there to do that. They're going to do that. But the way Labor Day's shaking out, Labor Day's weird this year because it's kind of, or in 2027 because it's such a late date.
Hmm.
Let me see, Labor Day 2027. I looked this up earlier. Easter super early and Labor Day is really really early this year too. Let's see here.
Hmm.
Well, Labor Day Monday, September 6th. So it'll be weird to see how that shakes out there at Darlington to see how the running order is going to go. But yeah, it's about the way that I think that shakes out though is that whole week is going to be a little weird. So, but stay tuned once they get it ironed out. I think right now one of the sticking points to the schedule is the Rockingham deal, as everybody knows about the fallout there of IHRA, and
Yeah.
IHRA was in paper to buy Rockingham. So, depending on where they go with that, I've read and heard that they're thinking about taking the Rockingham dates and move those to Bowman Gray over Easter weekend. They want to do something close to home because it worked out really well because it's an off weekend generally for the Cup Series, except for the couple of years they ran Bristol on dirt, which kind of was an experiment that didn't work all that well. So,
No.
being there over Easter. So it's I'd be interested to see if they move it from Rockingham. I may not go. I wouldn't mind going to the Madhouse, but and then the other thing we're hearing is that North Wilkesboro is losing its point race and going to go back to the All-Star race so that Dover gets their points race back. So lots of moving parts and pieces on the Cup calendar. Any race you're looking forward to, minus the whole COTA and Texas Motor Speedway thing?
I mean, I'm always a big fan of the Daytona 500 myself, but I like a good Bristol race too. Those are always my favorites. The little short short tracks. I always love a short track. So that and Martinsville. I love Martinsville too.
Yeah, I just wish this new car would like Martinsville.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're working on it though. Obviously, another rule change today for NASCAR is that they announced that if a caution comes out within 10 laps or less before the end of the stage, that will count as the stage ender, and they'll be giving out stage points based upon that caution if it comes out right before 10 laps before that. So that's that was an industry reaction there from all the backlash they got there in Indianapolis, because that race took forever. Yeah, that race took forever. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff to happen. So big news with NASCAR, and it'll continue to come out. The tracks with the early dates. Atlanta's got a couple of dates. Bristol's got 2 dates. Hopefully their spring race gets a little bit better. Lord knows it could use some help. So but like I said, they're working on it. They're gonna end up changing this car around a lot over this off season. That's what I have a feeling for. I've always said they're going to end up getting a specific package for each type of track: short track, road course, intermediate, super speedway. They're getting that way now, and I think they're only going to change that car to make it better because they've changed tires. That worked. It worked a little bit, right? It got the racing a little bit better, but then it got back to status quo, and everybody figured the tires out.
Yep.
And they changed some aerodynamics, got a little bit better. Everybody figured it out, got back to normal, not very much passing. So right now, the smartest people on the planet is Speedway Motorsports for when they reconfigured Atlanta, because that's been, I say, outside of the Daytona 500, that's probably everybody's favorite race right now is the 1.5 mile super speedway there at Echo Park Speedway in Atlanta, outside of Atlanta. So that's a good one. But I don't know. But we're sitting there. Anything else caught your eye today on the internet? Anything else that I'm missing? I know you had a busy day editing photos, but
well, I worked my 8-hour job first, and then came home and edited photos. But yeah, I've been busy working and doing photos most of the day, so I really haven't had much Facebook or internet time today.
I did all my research at lunch because I was working all day.
Nice.
Of course I did, right? Yeah, of course I did.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's hit a quick break, and then we will go and hit some of this stuff with our good friends over at On Demand Shirts, the official apparel provider of the Revved Sports Show, official apparel provider Rodney and Dirty Air Sports, as well as myself and my Showtime line of gear, and lots of racers in here. So let's hear about our friends over at On Demand Shirts.
Why is branded apparel so important for your company? Well, because a shirt or even a hat that has your brand on it gets worn to grocery stores, baseball games, or even family reunions. The impressions are endless and they last years. Contact us today so we can help elevate your company. Why is branded apparel so important for your company? Well, because a shirt or even a hat that has your brand on it gets worn to grocery stores, baseball games, or even family reunions. The impressions are endless and they last years. Contact us today so we can help elevate your company.
All right, there we go. Sorry about the little glitch. Tried to upload the new My Race Pass commercial, and for some reason it didn't want to work on us. So all good. We'll get that figured out on our end and go from there. But we thank On Demand Shirts and our friends at My Race Pass for sponsoring today's show. All right, let's see here. Now let's go to let's do your photo of the week, dude, and then we'll get into some of the other racing happening around the area coming up here. So tell me about your photo of the week. Tell me about, what is it, Big Nasty, Little Nasty? What's that dude's name?
I don't know. He should be called Big Nasty. Is the way as tall as he is. Man's like a giant. But that is the man, Trevor Cogburn. Man's been on a racing win streak here lately there at CBS, and I know he's been down there, up there at Heart of Texas also, and won a couple races up there. But yeah, just kind of a photo of the week and a driver kind of spotlight on him, just to kind of show off the car and everything. Yeah, he's been kind of unstoppable in the sport mods there at CBS Cotton Bowl. So yeah, just wanted to kind of show him off a little bit.
Yeah, he was on a win streak. He was good. He was good to go down there. He was good. I mean, he won the last time I was at Cotton Bowl, and then won again this time when I was at Cotton Bowl. So I think it's a little nasty. Somebody, I'm sure, will let us know. I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm sure somebody will let us know. So anyway, let's see here. All right, big race code up this weekend. Obviously, multiple things. A lot of back to school stuff coming up, which is always fun. The kiddos love it. So we'll go with I-37 first. I-37, I think, is having Hot Wheel races as well as the back to school stuff. So always interesting when the kids. It's always fun when the kids get involved. What's crazy for me, like when we do foot races and stuff and the bike races down in Edna, I don't know why. I always forget to tell the kids to stop. I'm pretty good at getting them to go. I was like, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, go. And they go and they zoom past me. And then they get down into turn number 1. Everybody's like, tell them to stop, tell them to stop. And it's like, oh yeah, wait, stop. So that's something I got to work on my part there. So
it's just like the old school Power Wheel and bicycle races. You'd have them race their bikes down the front straightaway, and they get in turns 1, and they just keep on going around the track.
And it's how I got a lot of broken trophies in the garage or from my bicycle winning days over at Longhorn Speedway back in the early 90s. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. I was undefeated for like 3 years back when I was skinny and rode a bicycle. And so I could probably, I have a bicycle to ride now. I just never do it. I got a bicycle called a Peloton that don't go anywhere. Yeah, and the videos and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm not very, I'm not good with. I mean, it's not like it's kind of like it's on training wheels and stuff. You're not gonna fall off, but I might fall out after I do the heavy duty stuff there on the on that deal. So.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how the Hot Wheel races work there at I-37.
Huh. Well, check this out.
Uh-oh.
Breaking news right here on the show. I just happened to see this, looking for something else. There will be racing coming up in 2 weeks at the newly renamed South Texas Raceway. It says, thanks everybody for their support during this time. We have taken a little bit to step away and restructured and rebranded. So we look forward to seeing you on August the 15th for another action-packed racing night. Classes include fireballs, micro mods, limited mods, e-mods, and factory stocks. That is breaking news right there. Posted 30 minutes ago. I don't know if it's I'm assuming it's a brand new page because it only has 83 followers.
wow.
But somebody else I know shared it, so that's how I know it's a page description here. I love how we do this stuff live and on the fly. As we continue to progress through our 2026 season, we've decided to pivot away from the South Texas Race Ranch name and build a stronger under South Texas Raceway. We would like to thank everybody for their support during our restructure. So, yeah, that's pretty crazy, dude. So apparently the former race ranch will be running coming up. That was their next scheduled race was on the 15th. So that would be yeah, that's pretty crazy. So I guess the racing is not as in a detrimental state as we thought down there in Corpus Christi. So
No, they were keeping it all under wraps, I guess.
we had heard rumblings that they were going to try to continue to race, but we didn't know. Like I said, we didn't like when we talked about some of the different stuff that was popping up. We didn't want to end up messing it up for anybody and kind of going that route. So yeah, breaking news: South Texas Race Ranch opening up or staying open, I guess would be the correct way to say that. And rebranding as the South Texas Raceway. So that'll be interested to see. No more information other than that. No promoter info. No anything. I'm assuming the owners and stuff got together and got that deal going. So we'll see about getting some people on for that race coming up here in a couple of weeks. There on the 15th. So yeah, I love doing it on the fly because I was actually looking up some I-37 stuff and saw that Corpus thing. Good thing that worked, huh?
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. Pulling up the I-37 promo for this week. Here we go. Get me the right stuff going on here. All right, Matchbox Car Races. Ages, all kids, welcome and all that. So that's part of the Big Fun Tiny Cars Epic Races. That'll happen during intermission down there at I-37 Speedway. So lots of stuff. More information. I-37 Speedway there on Facebook has a lot of their information down there. So as we move along, we go down to my track. I always try to say Edna for last because everybody says I promoted too much when I'm on here. But this race weekend coming up, there will be the return of the Southern Touring IMCA Modified Series. Nick Robbins will be so excited that I got that right. And so, yeah, well, basically, I only got that right, Sean. You know how I got that right?
How?
Because I had to do a promo the other day.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I had to do the promo, and I had to write it out like spell it out like Southern Touring IMC Modified, so I didn't mess that up. So, but Nick Robbins be happy we got that right. But no, lots of good action there with the Stems Modifieds. Obviously, they get to take part in the Back to School Bash that we have, the Back to School Backpack and School Supply giveaway. There, that's the big event down there at Texana. And so they, along with the regular TRP drivers, are coming and going to do that during intermission, a little meet and greet, giveaway, and some other stuff like that. So that'll be a lot of fun. I'm still trying to find a way to get you down there. I think the only race you can go down there is going to be the race that I'm not going to be there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the 12th, I think, is the only time that you're not booked on top of me down there. So, yeah, and then I'm gone. I'll be getting intoxicated at a football game on that day. So
You're a good old UTSA?
Yeah, UTSA and Texas State, baby. Biggest rivalry in the state of Texas, and nobody ever talks about. So that'll be fun. More information on that coming soon. But yeah, so the Southern Touring IMC Modified. Stay on the socials for Texana. There is a good chance we may have a pre-race show. They're a co-branded pre-race show with both or all three. The Russ show here, the Southern Touring IMC Modified page, and the Texana page. So we're working on it. I got inspired by watching Milton Hope's pre-race show. Got me wanting to do one down there at Texana. Speaking of Mr. Milton Hope, he must be paying attention to the show because he chimed in with this about, wow, racing returns to Corpus. That's exactly the same exact thought that Sean and I have, Milton, about racing returning to Corpus out of the blue. That must have hit about 7 o'clock or just a tick after 7 o'clock. So yeah, as we said, South Texas Race Ranch rebranding the South Texas Raceway. So check them out on Facebook. Obviously search for it, South Texas Raceway. you could be up to date on all the stuff there. I actually followed it when I saw it coming through the first time. So lots of good stuff to be had. So, but that's the gist of it. Lots of that Corpus thing's got everybody flustered and bothered. We're gonna get poor Rodney. He's gonna get blown up there. His phone's probably already going off. People asking him questions about what he knows and what he doesn't know. I don't think he's gonna know this because he was out and about. I know what he's doing right now. He was swinging for some golf balls at a racing event there this afternoon. So he's probably working on his bad back right now. But yeah, so it's been an interesting hour here. We went from talking about no racing in Corpus to talking about racing in Corpus, all on the same show in less than 40 minutes. So we like the way that comes through. So all right, so let's see. We got your photo, got all that stuff in, got the STEM stuff in, got all that ready to go. I don't necessarily want to close it early, but I think we got everything we needed to cover in a quick amount of time because I want to do some more research about this Corpus Christi thing right now.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've got photos to edit from last weekend's races at Cotton Bowl. So
yeah, so we kind of knew it was going to be a short show. Kind of, I don't want to say it was thrown together at the last minute. If you consider, 1:15 last minute.
yeah.
But we try. We wanted to get a show in the can just to get one on the air again this week. So stay tuned to the socials next week. Probably shooting for a Wednesday and or a Thursday show. I'll tell you about that off the air, depending on what day that we may end up doing a show next week. Rodney should be back in town. And for those who don't know, the news already broke. He was going to break it on the show this week, but since he was out of town, he can't do it. He is actually getting back into a race car. Again, this time he'll be running for Tony Blankenship in one of the rental racer Novas that they have down there at Texana Raceway Park. So he will be down there on the 22nd. He will be down there racing one of the hobby stocks there on the 22nd. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Oh man.
Yeah, and then you got spectator races coming back there as well. So we'll cover a lot of that coming up at the next race weekend as we re-rack and restack and get ready for Houston, get ready for Corpus, and get everybody squared away for the other stuff. So, but that's all we got for this week, y'all. I hate that it's a short show, but that's what happens when we throw them together at the last minute. But let's see here. Oh yeah, Tanya, go Rodney. She'll have to come down with us. I don't think that's a Houston night. Maybe she'll come down, sing the national anthem for me there at Texana. So. Happy belated birthday, by the way, Miss Tanya. Although I did send you a birthday message on your birthday, so I didn't miss that one this time. So, every once in a while, the little birdies tell me the right birthdays, right? Yeah. Woo! Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah.
Woo!
Woo! All right. Well, Sugar Sean, we thank you for popping on at the last minute. And then, of course, she says, thank you. So I'm learning how to press the right buttons. Not with her, but on the backside of here. So, Sugar Sean, best of luck to you coming up this race weekend there at Cotton Bowl Speedway for night number 3 of the Summer Shootout Series. We'll be down to Texana. As we said, check the socials for that. Oh, there we go. Maybe she will come down and sing the national anthem for me.
There you go.
Guess I have to text her, find out. Wheeling and dealing right on the air.
Yeah.
So, all right, buddy. Well, thanks for hopping on. I know I'm rambling on right now, but
you know me, I'm always available.
Yeah, best of luck editing the pictures and stuff like that. So we will wrap this one up, put it in a nice little bow and get it going. So for my buddy, Sugar Sean Folsom, for my other buddy, Rusty the Dog, I'm Showtime Bobby Chappie. Thanks for checking in. Check out the socials to see when we'll be back on the air again, coming up for another live edition of everybody's favorite racing talk show. This is the Revved Sports Show from Texas. See ya.